Welcome to the Orchid Advisors Compliance Training Series, Firearm, Physical Control, Ancillary Functions, Part 1, Sales, Customer Service, and HR. The physical security plan around ancillary functions should not be downplayed. Strong controls are required throughout the entire organization to minimize firearm theft or loss. Order management and sales. Sales personnel often have a need to transport firearms to customer facilities. The following measures should be considered during the transport process. Utilize unmarked containers. Do not store firearms in automobiles overnight unless it is more risky not to do so. Use unmarked cars with limited visible access to the product. For example, use vehicles with trunks as opposed to those with glass hatchbacks. Any individual transporting firearms off company premises should maintain a listing of the make, model, and serial number of the firearms in transport. That list should be maintained separately from the shipment to aid in a police or ATF investigation in the event that security measures have been compromised. Firearms stored in third-party facilities during transit or at their final destination, such as a trade show, should be stored in an unmarked area and held under supervision. On-site security should be contacted in advance to establish a means of adequate, safe storage. Special care should be given to selecting any third parties who may handle firearms on the company's behalf, for example, logistics companies or trade show labor. A thorough background check should be performed on the principals of the organization, and the organization should certify that a thorough background check consistent with ATF expectations has been conducted on any personnel who are to come in contact with the firearms. POS and retail sales. Needless to say, special care should be taken in establishing the physical location for retail outlets. However, the level of security should be just as strong no matter where the facility is located. Customer service. Customer service is often responsible for handling customer returns, repairs, rejects, and spare parts, as it's very easy to lose or steal firearms and firearm components in these areas. Like production, physical access to such areas should be limited only to customer service personnel, and all personnel in this area should be subject to screening by metal detectors and X-ray machines. Temporary assignment management. Firearms that have been temporarily assigned to employees should be physically segregated and marked as such. Access to these areas should be subject to the same strict inventory management controls. Human resources. The ATF requires a lifetime background check in the counties in which an employee has lived or worked. All employees and temporary labor should be subject to an extensive background check consistent with this expectation to the extent that local laws permit. The background checks should be performed on a recurring, periodic basis, and the cycle should be dependent on many factors, including the cost of conducting the review. For example, annual checks may be cost prohibitive. As an alternative, employees should be asked to certify annually that the status of their background check has not changed, that they have not been convicted of a felony, domestic arrest, or restraining order, etc. Thank you for watching this segment of our video training series.